Hi, I'm John Messer for Systems Church, and I asked the question, is the church like a toaster? For a reason. It may sound like a dumb question, but in fact, many of the church leaders I've met over the years and that I've worked with treat the church like a toaster more than a church. Let me explain what I mean. What do the church and a toaster have in common? Well, pretty much nothing, but they do have one thing in common. They're both systems. The toaster is a mechanical system, but the church is a social system. Systems share properties, and one of the most important properties is that all of the components of a system have to be arranged or structured in a certain way for it to accomplish its purpose. In a toaster, that means when everything is working together, when it's arranged properly, the toaster actually makes nice, warm, brown toast. When there's a component missing or there's a component malfunctioning or more, the toaster doesn't work anymore. The church is the same, only it's more complex. But as a social system, we intervene differently. What I mean is that when there's a problem in a toaster, I identify what the problem is, usually from a schematic, because it shows exactly how the components are arranged and in what order. I figure out what the problem piece is, and then I fix it, meaning I replace it or I repair it, but I fix it and then I'm done. Problem, fix, done. That's referred to as linear thinking. In other words, problem, fix, done. I don't think about it after that. I'm done. I never think about it again. Now, it's interesting that in the church, although the church is not a mechanical system, a lot of church leaders try to work in the church in the same way. They try to identify what's the problem, where's the malfunctioning piece, and then they try to fix it, and then they're done with it. But that's not how social systems work, and that's the point. A church as a social system is composed of people or groups of people. And a social system doesn't work like a mechanical system. A mechanical system, you can identify the malfunctioning piece and just replace it. In a church, that doesn't work because social systems are counterintuitive on how they work. In other words, they don't work in the common sense or mechanical way we think they do. And if we try to apply the same thinking to the church, well, we create a lot of problems. We create blaming and shaming and conflict, and a lot of people are upset. In a church, we identify the problem and then an intervention, recognizing that every intervention affects not only the problem, but every other part of the system. So every time we remove a problem part, every time we blame someone or some group for what's wrong, that creates feedback, which can create more problems and deepen the conflict in a church. And that's the reality of systems thinking. We're going to have more on this, but I welcome you to respond to this, like it if you want. I'd love to hear what you think. This is systems thinking for healthy leaders and effective churches. Thanks. I'm John.